Welcome back to the only show I know of its kind. It's another PATELECAST, where we talk about the science, the soul, and the space between with Dr. Neal Patel. Welcome back, sir.
All right. Thanks for having me, Paul.
Today, you always go down these, your traditional practice is what, in Orange?
Mm-hmm.
You're a gerontologist?
Correct. Geriatrics. I see a lot of adults, usually 65 and older.
But you're always trying to explore other things other than another pill and another procedure.
All the time. There's so much outside of standard pharmaceutical pills and so much outside of the standard things they tell us. And yeah.
So today's topic is what then? Last time we talked about magic mushroom, psilocybin. What are we talking about?
Absolutely. We're going to go down that rabbit hole in terms of spirituality and the soul, but in a complete different way. We're going to talk about fasting.
Ooh, that's one I hear a lot of people talking about. All right, I'll sit back and learn about this. Tell me about fasting.
Yeah, so let's start right off the bat. What is fasting?
Yeah.
It's pretty simply don't eat.
Don't eat, okay.
And a lot of times my patients come in and say they're fasting for their blood work. And I say, okay, that's great. You're like, Doc, I'm fasting. I'm starving. I'm hungry. And then they say, I can't wait to leave your office because I have my coffee waiting and my banana.
My muffin.
And then I say, well, you fasted 8 hours, 10 hours. Might as well keep going. And they say, no, I can't do that. That's unhealthy.
Yeah.
I can't do, that's what I hear. I can't do that. And isn't that bad for you? So that is the usual stigma around fasting.
Can I be honest? I'd probably say the same thing.
I wouldn't be surprised. We have a lot of our patients, and I say, because after they do the blood work, why are they there? Doc, I want to lose weight. I don't like what I'm eating. And I even tell them, I say, look, I'm not even telling you to change your diet. Maybe from time to time, you just don't eat. It's that simple.
Is it dangerous to not put food in your body? I feel like your blood sugar would go up or down, or other things would go up or down. I always feel like I'm going to get a headache if I don't eat, or I have these perceptions that you've got to eat, not a lot, but a little bit, kind of a steady basis. But am I wrong?
It's debatable, right? If you're taking a lot of meds or certain conditions, then yeah, we do have to, be a little more observant of it. But reality is, most people will survive no matter what your condition is, because that is built into our evolution from like day one or whenever creation was created, basically.
So is it a once in a while thing to flush out the toxins, or is it part of a regular routine that you follow?
Yeah, it's a great question. So it is not a once in a while, it is a lifestyle. So the idea is, you just do it when you can. There are no rules. There is no proper time. It's simply you don't eat when you don't have to. There's obviously science behind that, but I always tell patients, just skip a meal. That's it. Start there.
Skip a meal. You're a communist. You're an anarchist.
See, exactly. They don't like me too much when I say, don't eat, bring me your food.
McDonald's isn't going to send you free stuff here.
They definitely will not. They'll send me the empty wrappers, if anything.
So, yeah, you don't have to prepare. I've seen people that fast once in a while and they go on liquids or they do other things to kind of sustain. There's nothing you just, today, I'm not going to eat.
It depends, right? Yeah, usually for some people, like a lot of my patients, they do something called intermittent fasting, which is where you eat all your food in an 8-hour window. It depends, 8 to 12. And then the rest of the time, nothing except water, black tea, or black coffee.
Right.
When people say, oh, I don't eat much, I just had chips here, I had a couple snacks, that you're eating.
Yeah.
Fasting means not eating.
You do a lot of stuff on spirituality.
Yes.
And you're Indian. And in Indian Ayurvedic medicine, do they fast?
Yeah, I think Ayurvedic medicine, there is some level of fasting. And I think Ayurveda is amazing. And it's it's really not studied well. So I'm going to have to learn a lot about that. And I am working on that. But in terms of, yes, I'm from an Indian background. We believe in fasting. But honestly, I think almost all religions practice some level of fasting for their spirituality or religion.
It's usually at special times. The
Correct.
Muslims fast. I'm a Catholic. We fast at certain times. I don't. I say, I'm not doing that. But that is supposed to be. Is it just, what does fasting do for you?
Yes, that's great. So, to make it clear, yes, fasting is probably it's old. It's been around forever and it's free. And it's pretty simple. Fasting is basically you give your body a rest. So like let's say you're tired, you worked hard and I can't wait to go on vacation. Me and my wife, me and my kids, me and my friends, we're
Right.
going to go on vacation. Then I have my patients come back. I loved vacation. I felt great. I walked. I didn't have to worry about work, no emails. I ate and ate and
Yeah.
drank and ate and tried a million different foods.
When you go on a cruise, isn't that the appeal? Endless buffets.
Endless food. So are we really taking a vacation just for our mind, but we never take a vacation for our bodies?
Yeah.
And how
Good
much
point.
our body goes through every single day, and we just keep dumping it and throwing stuff in
So
it.
you're saying no pattern whenever I feel like it, I just don't eat? It isn't I don't have to do it on a cut out one meal a week or one meal a day or on a regular basis. I just when I feel I need a little recharging or something, I just
Oh yeah, no. To make the most benefits, yeah, there is a pattern, and it's more like I said, like it's a habit. But like for
Right.
people who are just starting, for patients, I just say that's how I introduce them to it. Just skip breakfast or dinner, and you might be so busy sometimes with work, you might skip it anyway,
yeah.
right? And so that's
Absolutely.
how I start.
And yet they say breakfast is the most important meal. Don't skip breakfast. Maybe dinner. I would say skip dinner because that's we're
Yeah.
packing the stuff in, then we're going to sleep and just bloating. up
There you go.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. Dinner is usually the bigger culprit. That's around the world. Everybody likes dinner for the most part. You worked hard, you had a
Right.
busy day, you look forward to a good meal, right? So it's very common. So, in terms of fasting on a more regular basis, there's different strategies. I have patients who fast 16 hours every day.
Every day.
Yes, so they eat all their
I don't
food.
remember how many hours are in a day here.
Right?
Yeah.
Well, sleep counts unless you're sleep snacking. So sleep, we can count that as fasting.
Okay.
Right? So you can do 16 and 8. I had a patient who does meal-less Mondays. So he eats Sunday night and then he won't eat until either Monday night or Tuesday morning.
And what are the benefits?
The benefits is, like you said, or like I was saying, you give your body a rest. The simple analogy I tell patients is a car, right? Now we have battery cars, but let's assume we
Right.
had an engine car,
Right.
right? You drive your car, you turn on the engine.
Right.
When you go home, do you park your car and leave the engine on? Probably not.
No.
Right. Now, if you go to a mechanic and say, "Hey, I got some issues with my engine. The mechanic is going to say, "Okay, let me check and clean it."
Mhm.
Does a mechanic ever put his hand in when the engine is running?
No.
No, they turn it off. Our engine is always running. The moment we eat, the engine is on all day long. We cannot clean the machine if it's always running.
I never thought of it that way.
Yes.
Because we do. We snack throughout the day. We
All
eat
day long.
constantly.
So imagine, for example, a great example would be I want you to, I don't know if you drive a gas car, but let's say you do. I want you to fill up gas every 20 miles,
Okay.
right? Every day. Does that sound practical?
No.
That sounds crazy.
Right.
When do we fill up gas? When it's empty.
Yeah.
Yet our body's gas tank is always on full.
When do you charge a car? When it's empty. I have an
Empty.
electric and a gas car.
Right? But how often do we treat our bodies? Our bodies always are on full. The tank is constantly on full.
I'm going to put my chips away. Over here so I'm sitting here.
No way. I'm just here as a talk show. No doctoring right now.
What are you doing over there? Okay. And anything else? So we turn it off. What? I'm still trying to picture. What does that
Yeah.
do? Does that
Oh,
reset
absolutely.
something? Does that clean? Because I always heard fasting is a cleansing process.
Yeah.
Your body then flushes out crap.
Exactly right. So yes. So to make it clear, here's another analogy. I like analogy. Sometimes it sticks with people. So your body is a fridge. Okay, your body has a fridge.
And I'm filling it with lots of food, Doc.
A lot of people got a have your industrial sized fridge
Yeah.
nowadays, but
And a backup fridge. in
and a
there.
backup. That's a whole different story. But a lot of people have your typical fridge is a fridge and a freezer. All right. So this is the way I look at the body. And then I think Dr. Jason Fung talks about it like this. He's a nephrologist from Canada. And he says basically every time we eat, we're filling up the fridge. For example, if you're hungry, do you go straight to the freezer first? right? I'm hungry. I want to open the fridge. I never once say, let me see what's in the freezer first. Fridge is like sugar. It stores there. Once it's empty, we replenish it with groceries. The freezer is like fat. So meat, right? So in order, it's rare that somebody's going to look in the freezer unless they have nothing in the fridge. So what happens is we're always refilling the sugar and the fridge. We never touch the freezer, which is our fat. By you,
Funny you say that. In our house, the freezer is always jammed, and I'm always saying, "Quit adding stuff to the freezer."
right?
The fridge though goes like that.
But think about it. That's a perfect analogy. That's what happens. So your freezer is the fat. You keep adding and adding to the freezer, and you never get rid of it. But what do? We just keep adding more to the fridge. And the only way to clean the freezer is to wipe out the fridge.
Throw it out.
And that's the idea. So if you fast long enough, your body basically depletes its sugar storages, glycogen, which is it's meant to store sugar in the liver, and then your body turns to fat burning, which is actually cleaner fuel for your body and your brain.
But it won't go there if you've got sugar.
That's one. And number two, insulin. Right, the moment you start, your body can only do one thing at a time. It can break down food, or it can clean the engine. It cannot do both things at once. So in order to clean, you have to stop eating. But every time you eat, even we think we ate 5 hours ago, so my body's good. Food can remain in your system up to like 4 days sometimes.
4 days?
Oh yeah, it can be fermenting, and eat some dirty stuff. It could stay in your system. Like, it can just last.
Can I ask you, maybe this is a horrible question, you'll say, don't go there, but I'm an older guy. I feel like the excess food that's sitting in my body starts fermenting, and then I start, or dare I say the word, farting?
There you go.
Is that where it comes out? It's just like ferment. I'm a cow. I'm fermenting the...
Well, better out than in, number one. So it's always good to be free and let it out. But yeah, you probably fermenting all types of stuff in there, and that's how it works for a lot of people. And they keep packing it on. Right. So what happens is your assembly line is like, it's I Love Lucy. If you ever seen that one on the chocolate, you remember?
She's trying to eat them as they go by and everything because they're going by too fast.
Right. Yeah. So imagine your body. That's how it's trying to catch up, but it can't because it's constantly being fed.
Yeah.
And so when that happens, your body burns out. It gets tired.
But you don't have anything else to assist the people, say, when they go on a directed fast. I'm thinking of people who go to India and go on a fast. Then they have something they take to help release what's the gunk clogging your...
Yeah, bile and all this stuff in there. Right. You can do that. There's different ways to cleanse. I personally fast myself. And so usually I do prolonged fasting. So I'll do like 3-4 days of just water myself. And I'm usually fine. But there are different types. There's a juice cleanse. There's colon cleanse. I mean, I think mine is called the water, like the monk fast, which is pure water.
And is that better for your body if you put something in it, or you just go cold turkey and turn it off?
It depends. So it varies for what your health conditions might be. For those who are gearing up for those fasts, you want to prep your body. So you want to eat less sugar the day before. You try to eat fats and protein, avoid, carbs, and then you skip a meal, and then you skip 2 meals, right? We build up.
So there's some process that
absolutely
you have to do. And where do you go to learn to do this? Is it just hit or miss? Everybody tries their own thing?
Usually, yeah. Like, I have my patients, so I always guide them, and I've done it. So like, I wouldn't recommend something if I didn't do it. So I have a little sheet about fasting, what it is, and strategies, just simple strategies. And I tell them, start somewhere. And then they get interested. They get interested, and then they do their own homework, and now they're experimenting.
Let's talk about one other thing here. As I get older, I seem to need less food than I used to. My late father, said the same thing, where he was a little overweight. He liked to eat, but he lost a lot of weight in the latter years of his life because he just cut out not just sugars and salt. That was a big part of it. The stuff that was just our stuff is crammed with it, but ate less. And I find myself eating less. Is that natural?
It is natural. Our bodies change as we age, and our gut is its own system. So that's why if you
explain that. I don't know.
Simply, Have you heard the term trust your gut?
Yeah, right.
Why isn't it called trust your brain?
It should be.
It should be, because your gut is actually your second brain. Usually, most people's first. It's so intelligent. I've never once told my liver to work. I've never once told my body to break down this burrito and tell the little beans to go here into these cells and then excrete what I don't need. I've never once told my stomach to move. It just does. It's quite phenomenal of a system. So it starts one way, ends one way, and I don't know. I don't have to do anything. I can just eat something good, and my body just knows what to do with it.
And I've
It's
also
incredible.
found through the years, if I drink water like during the day, the hunger goes away or diminishes. I'm less hungry if I drink water. If I sit here and don't drink and don't eat for a couple hours, I'm chewing on the cord here.
That is so right. So that's different reasons. Your body is made of what, like 50-60% water, and then your stomach contracts and stretches. So when I fast, or for people who struggle, I say drink warm water if you're okay with that, because warm water fools your body or your stomach to think it's being fed sometimes.
Warm water, not cold water. 'Cause
Not
we're
cold.
Americans. We all want ice cold water.
It's funny because you want ice cold, and you know,
It's hot out. Give me some ice
exactly,
cold.
but it's actually bad for your system, because our system is heat. Stomach is hot, but we're trying to put ice on a fire, so it does not work for
I have some
digestion.
Chinese friends are always berating me. Don't eat hot. And I'm like,
Yep.
no, I don't want warm water, hot water. I want cold.
Exactly.
Cold
So
beer, cold water.
cold everything except cold food.
Yeah.
Exactly. So,
Exactly.
so for a lot of people, water, and then like I said, it doesn't have to be like hardcore. If you have to, you can drink juices. There's like oils. MCT oil is something. There's bone broth. There's different, alterations we can do. Right. The real goal is just opening people's minds to think like, hey, I might survive if I don't eat one meal.
That's pretty radical.
It's hard. It's nervous.
Pretty
Yes.
radical. I'm going to get sick. I'm going to die. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to be hungry.
Absolutely. And how many of my patients say, Doc, isn't that unhealthy to not
Yeah.
eat? And I say, well, is it healthy to eat 24/7 too? I don't know if that's really healthy.
Keep stoking it in. I keep the engine fired up, baby.
Absolutely. I think the way we feed ourselves, every time I tell patients who like snack a lot, I said, if you have a dog, a pet, a goldfish, every time you eat something, feed it to your dog. Would you do that? Probably not.
No.
But why do we do it to ourselves?
And when you also go through, I see this with dogs and cats.
Yeah.
If you restrict it, I'm not going to. You can't have any food today, Fido,
Right.
or till 3 o'clock. Quit begging, barking. Then they're like, ravenous. So if I haven't eaten for 3, then I'm ravenous. I got to eat it as quick as I can to get rid of that sensation. Have I done more damage at that point?
I don't think you've done more damage. You've just basically trained your stomach to rule the mind, right? Most people are enslaved by the stomach and enslaved by food. And so usually that just, as animal, we are humans, so we have, I guess, higher level of understanding than other creatures, but we are still considered animals, and there's 2 basic instincts we need to survive. That's food and sex for reproduction. So if we don't have discipline over those 2, we're no different than another animal.
I have no discipline.
There you go. Mostly we don't either. Most people don't. So I think for food purposes, is to change the relationship with food. I think, abuse food, and we take advantage of it.
Yeah.
And it's something that's supposed to be sacred, not to be overindulged.
So that leads to the question I was going to go towards. Spirituality.
Yes.
You said at the beginning, spirituality. Everything you've talked about is just practicality.
Correct.
It's helping your body heal. Give it a break. Don't pump it all the time. Give it a break. Let it clean out. Let it cool down. You don't need as much food as you think you need. All those things. I got it. Lose some weight. Lose some
Right.
carbs. Lose some sugar. Lose all this other crap. You're saying there's a spiritual connection to this thing?
Absolutely, because there's nothing like going hungry. You'll be begging God, and you'll be praying for God if you're hungry, right? That is your innate instinct, right? That is your deep down instinct. So how many times, or I mean, knock on wood, I'm very fortunate. I never had to, starve in my life.
Right.
But if I was in a position where, imagine I didn't have food for a day, like my entire life focus is to eat. So when you take that away, you really get a different perspective of life. And as you move forward with fasting in terms of longer fasts, like by the time I hit day 3 of my water fast,
Hmm.
I feel like I've drank like 4 cups of coffee. I feel alive. I'm wired.
Really?
I feel so clean in my mind. And, when I do my fast, I meditate, I pray. So I try to incorporate it because that extra time we spend eating, you can do other things.
You really bring up a valid point. In Western world, mostly, way too much food, way too easy. So we overindulge, we
Right.
overabuse, we're all overweight because of it, and record diabetes and all these things that we're doing to our bodies. And I've had people, I haven't been to too many third world countries, but friends will come in here, clients will come in here and say, you don't know what it's like. These people are living on a bowl of rice and some soup a day. And I'm like, how do you do that?
Yeah, exactly. How we can do that? Our bodies are built to survive, but
Not,
bodies get
not saying it's
lazy.
not well or whatever. I'm not
Right.
emphasizing that they're doing this necessarily because, oh, I just don't want to eat.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You can survive more, and I wonder if this is horrible. Do they appreciate more? Do they have a different relationship to food?
I'm pretty sure I would be pretty confident they do, right? So a lot of people who may come from impoverished countries when they come here, they're probably like mind blown and just like, what the heck? There's food everywhere. They might enjoy it at first and then get over it too, because the quality of food is a whole different topic. And in terms of the poverty part or just food in general, like when I fast, after 3 days, veggie broth sounds amazing.
Really?
Like a
Okay.
basic celery is like, wow, this tastes amazing
Wow.
because you appreciate your body literally hard resets.
Yeah, you can taste it differently. That's what some people say. That I taste the food more. So often, my wife accuses me. My dad used to accuse me this all the time. You don't even know what you ate. No, I don't think I do. I shoveled it in, and I'm not sure what I ate.
Exactly, and that's another whole idea of the spirituality is even myself, I'm guilty of just shoveling food, but food itself is an intimate thing. Food is one of the few things in life we can use all 5 senses to experience, right? There's very few things in
We
life
do
we
a
can.
show. We usually have him on sometimes. Chef Pascal,
Ah,
an older French chef, for 20 years had one of the most famous restaurants in Orange County. Sold it. Now he's semi-retired. He teaches culinary arts at Saddleback Culinary Training Institute, and he always says, to him, food is sacred. And I'm like, oh, you just say that because you're a chef. He's like, no, what do you do when you really? And the two examples he always gives is when there's a crisis,
hmm,
somebody dies. What do the neighbors do?
food.
They bring you food.
Yeah.
When there was fires up in there, he and other chefs got together and they said, we're just going to feed people. There's something very spiritual about serving food, sharing food, breaking bread, all those stories we
Hmm.
hear about. And we don't have enough communal experiences around food anymore. We don't sit together as a family.
Exactly.
We in and out, literally in and out, burgers and everything quack fast. My grandkids want to go upstairs and eat their food while
Yep.
so they can keep playing. It isn't a communal activity as much as it was when I was a kid.
100%. We've come away. We've kind of. I wouldn't say we lost the sacredness of it, but we've kind of put it to the side. We've made food almost like a checklist versus
Hmm.
something to be enjoyed and valued
Hmm.
and cherished.
And we don't make any of our food anymore. So many of us, we just go buy it.
Go buy it, and
Uber
yeah,
delivers it.
Uber delivers it, and God knows,
What's in it?
where it's in it and where it got prepared and who touched. I mean, we can talk about all of those things.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to make it simple for patients. Like, let's be honest. I tell patients, I don't really even tell patients to diet because it's not practical and not long lasting. So that's why I'm like, maybe you just skip sometimes and just see how you feel. Like you will, like, it's so funny. I always tell my patients, you have to fast for your blood work. Without a second thought, they will fast.
That's true.
Not a single 12. If I told them they got to fast for 14 hours, I'm sure they would do it.
Yeah.
If I say 10 hours, they will do it.
Yeah.
If I say you need to fast for your health, nope, can't do it. I say, wow.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Now you're making me think.
Yeah,
twice.
right? I'm sure,
Exactly.
right? So it's such a concept where, and then why do they? And then that's always me. It's like, what is their motivation to fast? Oh, because I have blood work. I want it to look good.
And I don't know why. Why do you fast for blood work?
Well,
You don't
the-
want things to spike up. Or
well,
something
yeah,
like
there
that?
are certain things we check. Obviously, like the blood sugar, fasting blood sugar, sometimes triglycerides,
Right.
different markers in the blood can vary So fasting is better for like sugar purposes and other things as well.
Measuring.
Measurements, yes. But at the end of the day, it really is more about, are you willing to fast if you never did blood work? And maybe your blood work might be better.
Never thought about that, because we all have experienced fasting to be very good blood work.
Right.
Everybody in modern America has done that. I've done it
Right.
every year when I get a physical, and I groan and say, "Oh, geez, I can't eat after midnight here, and I can't wait. Let me get in as early as I can, because I'm not coming in at 4 in the afternoon here or something."
Yeah, think about it. You eat every single day of your life.
Yeah.
Yet we go on vacation. Yet we sleep. But we never let our body turn off ever in our entire lives. Even kids, all day long, kids are eating. So what they're doing is they're developing the habit as they grow older that this is normal. And I remember the statistic, this was years ago, but back then, 40% of American adults thought being overweight was healthy weight. So if adults think that, imagine kids.
Yeah.
So we have a huge crisis on our hands.
Huge crisis.
Huge.
My grandson's getting heavy here because he just eats crap all the time. And we had to say, I guess we're not buying this because he can't stop eating it.
And it's addicting. They know what they're doing. And the truth is, right now, there's actually a medicine. I won't say the name on this, but there's a pharmaceutical company, big one, a medication that's now been officially approved for diabetes for 10 years and older. So I can prescribe you
10 years. And
I can prescribe you technically the same medicine that
Wow.
I could prescribe a 10 or 11-year-old. And they're like, wow, look at this. This is amazing. Look at this breakthrough. Are you kidding me? An 11-year-old on diabetes
how
meds?
we surrendered.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, it is. We have given away our personal power to pills and just saying like, hey, screw it. We're not going to change our diet. We're not going to change. Just pop pills. It's
Pop a pill and put me back in shape, doctor.
driving me crazy, honestly. Yeah. And even like I have patients now. Some of my patients may be listening, and those who haven't signed the contract, you're going to be signing it. I created a health contract for all my patients on Ozempic, Mounjaro, Zepbound as of this year that says, I am not responsible for your health. You are responsible for your health.
But you're the doctor.
Exact-
Doc, fix me.
Exactly. So I'm going to put it on them. And so I wrote, we're going to work as a team. If I don't feel you're doing your part, participating in your health, I will pull the medicine. And they sign it and I sign it.
Wow.
And it goes in their chart.
There must be some people that it's useful for that really have an addiction or something here that can't stop or whatever, psychological, physical, or whatever.
Right.
So, but more and more people are becoming like that. So do we give in and accept that, or do we just find ways around it?
We're catering. We're catering to obesity. We're
Yeah.
we're okay with it. We're now like fat shaming, all of that. It's normal. It's actually like offensive, if you're overweight to call somebody. But I'm like, this is a health crisis. Like, who cares about how you feel? Like, what about your body and what we're doing?
And what about the cost of society? We're going to have, as they get older, a huge influx of medical costs, and that's going to drive all our medical costs up. And
oh yeah, we're in the perfect storm, and I'm going to be very interested to see how, I guess, everybody plays out, because at this time, by 2030, I want to say about 50% of all American adults will be obese.
what?
Yes, by 2035, this is with Alzheimer's. I gave a lecture with Alzheimer's Orange County, but by 2035, ages 65 and older will outnumber 18 and younger in the first time in American history.
Wow.
So we're going to see a big shift in just demographics, economics. Who's going to take care of these people, honestly? I don't know.
I have no idea. I said my late parents passed away, and it was a shock to me because I somehow thought Medicare and other things, somebody would take care of them. Nobody takes care of them. They got to empty their life savings, and maybe they'll survive. Give them their house, do all this other kind of stuff. And when it's done, you're out and go live with somebody. I'm sorry, Charlie, but we have no system set up to take people. I always say, my parents lived in the 90s, so I'm probably going to live into my 90s.
Yeah.
Is that the good news or the bad news?
I mean, we can talk about how your money has to live as long as you do now. That's a whole different story, but it could be both, right? The quality of life is important.
And my body has to live that.
And that's it.
Am I going to be just enfeebled in a nursing home for 20 years? It used to be when you went in a nursing home 2-3 years, you're gone. Now, 20, 30 years through the miracle of modern medicine, hey, you're still alive.
Right. We're quote unquote alive. Are we really living?
No.
And so here's maybe something that'll get the viewers' attention.
Okay.
Fasting can help, obviously, you reset your hormones. It can help with muscle. It's been shown to possibly help with Alzheimer's and dementia.
That was the one I was going to go to because there's a
Yes.
food connection to Alzheimer's and
Absolutely.
brain cognitive loss here.
Very big.
Well, Doc, I got to get home because I'm hungry.
I figured.
Dinner, you got me talking. This is all great, but I'll do it tomorrow.
Yes.
But too often tomorrow is a day too late here.
Well, it's never too late to start, and I always joke with patients. This is a quote from Charles Barkley, but I always tell them, they always ask me, how do I lose weight? I say, if it tastes good, spit it out. Never works, but I got to tell them.
Got to tell them. All right. Well, thanks for joining
Thank
us here
you.
today here. What an amazing conversation here. Food for thought here in Orange County's only community radio station, OC Talk Radio, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.